Hi and welcome on to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer and move to Arsenal. Brought to you today by the guys from U to B. Link is in the description. If you want to get hold of any of their excellent t-shirts, jump in there right now. Arsenal playing in a friendly yesterday, beating MK Dons by 4-1 in a friendly behind closed doors. Everything's behind closed doors now. But was good to see the team back in action, just so quick, isn't it? Just after that FA Cup win. And on the pitch, one of the players that was in action was William Saliba, and it was great to see him out there. And I've got to say, he looked really good. Didn't have a lot to do, to be honest. You know, he wasn't really tested like what he'll probably get tested when we come up against Liverpool at the weekend. But good to see him in an Arsenal shirt. Good to see him looking really comfortable. And for me, kind of the perfect run out, wasn't it, for him, just to get himself sort of used to what is coming, which is going to be completely different when he comes up against Liverpool at the weekend, as I said. But it was a great win, 4-1. Great goal in the game by Mohamed El Neni. Nketiah getting on the score sheet as well. Reece Nelson with a penalty. Yeah, it was a good win. Good win for Arsenal. Good run out and a chance to blow off some of the cobwebs after the little bit of holiday that they all had. One player who was on the pitch was Emile Smith-Rowe. Now, of course, Emile Smith-Rowe was on loan at Huddersfield last season. Did really, really well for Huddersfield. Mate of mine, a big Huddersfield fan, said to me that he was their best player. So that's great when you go out on loan and you are the best player. And I think going out on loan at a championship club has really, really helped him. Back at Arsenal now. Now, Monaco are very interested in signing Emile Smith-Rowe. He is a top prospect. I always looked on him as, like, say, out of all the young players, the one that I thought, you know what, if anyone's going to make it, I'll probably go for him first. But then he got that horrible injury and it really set him back. And as I said, he's gone out on a successful loan. Monaco are interested in him. However, Arsenal have turned that down. They've said, listen, he's not available. We do not want to lose Emile Smith-Rowe. Mikel Arteta sees him as an important part of the squad and does not want to let him go. So simple as that. That offer has been turned down. And I'm glad to see that. I really do want to see Emile Smith-Rowe given a chance in the first team next season. Do you know the thing about it is that I feel that a lot of teams are going to need a really big squad this season because there's still the same restrictions in place. As far as I know, the teams are still going to be able to use these 5 substitutions. So you're going to need a big squad. And there's a lot of games that are going to be played, you know, really in a really compacted season because they've got to get through a lot of games. The season's finishing slightly early because we've got the Euros. You've still got all the FA Cup, League Cup, and all these games behind closed doors. It's going to be a real strain on the players. So I really do think that some of the teams are going to retain bigger squads than usual, and a lot more players will be used than you probably usually use. So somebody like Smith-Rowe is going to be important. So I'm glad that Arsenal have turned down that move. Now, Messi yesterday, right? Did you see the news about Messi saying that he wants to leave Barcelona? He's put in a transfer request, sent a fax over. I want out of Barcelona. Obviously, it's huge, huge news, absolutely everywhere. Lots of speculation about where he's going to be going. Now, before you start getting too excited, jumping around in your room or drop your phone out of your hand if you're watching it on this, right? It's not going to be Arsenal. Number one, there's no chance we could afford that fee. And number two, no Champions League football. You know, Messi's not going to come over to Arsenal to play in the Europa League, right? So it's not going to be Arsenal. However, it could have a knock-on effect to one of the players that we're after, and that is Philippe Coutinho of Barcelona. There was a lot of talk that, you know, Barcelona are going to move on certain players or send certain players out on loan. And Coutinho, who was on loan last year at Bayern, even though Ronald Koeman said he's probably looking to give him a clean slate, the talk was that Coutinho would be moving out this summer, out on loan. Now, of course, a lot of us would like to see him at Arsenal. But if Messi does leave Barcelona, surely that would mean that there's no chance of Coutinho moving out. They're not going to want to sell off or send out on loan some of their very biggest players if the biggest one of all is gone. So I really do think that really does throw a spanner in the works of us getting Coutinho. Although with this whole Messi thing, we don't know how long this saga is going to continue, because already Barcelona are saying that he can't leave and that, you know, there's a clause. He missed a chance to activate the clause that would have been enabled him to leave, etc. So it's going to be one of those sagas that's going to run on and on and on. But, you know, if he does leave, I don't think we'll be seeing Coutinho leaving Barcelona, which that would really scupper those hopes of us getting him. So let's see how that one plays out. Dani Ceballos, on the other hand, positive news coming about Ceballos that AC Milan have approached him about a loan move and approached Real Madrid. However, he's apparently told AC Milan, should I say, that he would rather move back to London to play for Arsenal. So it's looking positive on that one. I do think that Dani Ceballos will be coming back to Arsenal on loan. It makes sense. You know, he wants to play in the Euros next year. If he plays for Arsenal under Arteta, it looks like he's going to be a regular. You know, as long as he's fit and as long as he's putting it in like what he was doing towards the end of last season, he'll play for Arsenal regular. And if you're playing for Arsenal regular football for a top, you know, club like Arsenal, that's going to really enhance your chances of getting into that squad for the Euros for Spain. So I think, and as well, you've got to remember the fact that he's used to playing for Arsenal now. He's won the FA Cup. He's used to playing under Arteta. Why would you want to go and play under somebody completely different in a, you know, having to get used to Milan, etc. So I do think that Arsenal are really at the front of getting Ceballos back, and I think that's quite positive that he's saying that I want to return to London to play. Lacazette, been linked with lots of moves away. Now 29 years of old. I still like him. You guys know that. You know what I mean? I'm still a big fan of Lacazette, even though he didn't have the greatest of seasons last year. It wasn't a terrible season. You know, I thought he finished the season very strongly. He's been linked with a move to Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid definitely in a hunt for a striker this season. According to Marca, the publication over there in Spain, they, Atletico Madrid, have offered 3 players in exchange, or, you know, a choice of 3 players, should I say, in exchange for Lacazette. That's Thomas Lemar, Angel Carrera, or Vitolo. Now, let's have a look at it. Thomas Lemar. No thanks, man. The guy's gone and he's flopped badly at Atletico Madrid. Maybe Atletico Madrid wasn't the right fit for him, but it's just, why would we swap Lacazette for Lemar? I know Lamar's younger. We've got loads of wingers as well. No, thank you. You know, if you want to do business, give us this guy, Thomas Partey. That's who we want. That's who you know that we want, Atletico Madrid. Why are you offering us these other 3 players? We're not interested in those. But the Thomas Partey thing, they're holding out for that release clause of £45 million. Arsenal said to be willing to walk away from the deal now. You know, they're not willing to pay that sort of money. That sort of money is just not around this summer. If you look at it, the only clubs really out there at the moment that are spending unreal amounts of money, well, only one club really, and that's Chelsea. You know, about to get Havertz, 90 million, and all the other, you know, 45 million for Timo Werner. So I just can't see how, you know, Atletico, who, by the way, Atletico are not flush with money. They've got big money problems at the moment. Obviously, they want to bring as much money in as possible, but 45 million release clause, Arsenal are just unwilling to pay that at the moment. And, well, we're going to have to wait and see what happens with that one. We'd all love to get it done. Thomas Partey, I think it would be a great signing for Arsenal. I think it would be just what we need. But I think at that sort of price, as I said, it looks like Arsenal are not willing to deal. Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Every day he is now in the news. Played yesterday, of course, at that game at MK Dons. Played okay as well. Now being linked with Newcastle as well as Wolves. We know that Wolves are really hot for him. They really want to get him. He's now been linked as well with a move to Newcastle. Spurs, apparently, who were one of the teams that were interested in him, have apparently pulled out. They can't afford the 20 million. That's what I said. Money's short for a lot of clubs. But Newcastle also interested in Maitland-Niles. You know my thoughts on it. I'd love us to keep him, but it does look like Arsenal are going to cash in on him. Now, Arsenal have been linked with Rafinha Alcantara, as well as Thiago, right? This is his brother, Rafinha. Another Barcelona player, actually, out on loan last season at Celta Vigo. He's 27 now. Reports that Arsenal are showing it interested in him. He's only got about 1 year left on his Barcelona contract, and they're willing to sell him. We know that Barcelona this summer are willing to offload lots and lots of players, as many as they possibly can. Got a lot of players on high wages. And Arsenal apparently interested in Rafinha. Everton and West Ham said to be ahead of the of Arsenal in that. They're said to be the two clubs that are really hot in for him at the moment. But Arsenal said to be showing an interest in Rafinha. I'm not too sure. I know we've in the past we have been very interested in him, but for me, if there's going to be an Alcantara that we bring in, it should be Thiago, and that's the one that apparently the interest is heavy from Arsenal. And we hear these rumours that Mikel Arteta was even on the phone to Thiago and saying to him, you know, asking him questions about his availability. Would he come to London? Would he be interested in Arsenal? Nobody knows what the response to that was. It's still likely that he's probably going to end up at Liverpool. Again, I think he'd be a great signing for Arsenal. But I can only really see that happening if, say, Arsenal didn't move for bringing Ceballos back in on loan. And I think Ceballos back in on loan is more likely. They're kind of both playing a similar position. So getting Ceballos on loan would be a cheaper option than, you know, spending like a £25 million plus on a guy that's now 29. Great player. But you've got Ceballos, a younger version, maybe bringing him back in on loan with a chance to getting him long term. But those links persist with Thiago, and certainly he's quality, the sort of quality player that you bring into your team that's going to really, really improve things. Rob Holding, he's getting linked with moves all over the place. He also being linked with a move to Newcastle today. We know about the links with him to Leeds. He's also being linked with a move to Newcastle. Scored a really unfortunate own goal in the game yesterday against MK Dons, which wouldn't have, well, for him personally, he'd be like, oh my God, why did I do that? With Arsenal bringing in all these centre-backs at the moment and I want to stay. But he did score that own goal. I don't think there's a lot he could have done about it. But being linked heavily with a move to Newcastle, will Arsenal cash in on him? Again, they'll get a decent amount of money on him. And, you know, as I said, money is not flush for a team like Arsenal right now. They're looking to make signings, but they've got to sell players to bring players in. And Rob Holding could be one of those players that they cash in on. Remember, we only paid £2 million for him. Surely they'd be able to get 20 million for Rob Holding, still pretty young. Or should he be going? I really want to hear from you guys in the comments. I think I asked it the other day. I didn't get to check over it properly. Rob Holding, keep or sell? Divides opinion. So a lot of people will be like, yeah, cash in. There's a lot of people like, no, you know what? This guy, he's never had a proper chance. He's had injuries. He's experienced in the Premier League. Could form a good partnership with a Saliba or a Gabriel. Why are we selling him? Love to hear from you guys. And of course, Gabriel, will we hear about that deal today? There was lots of rumors that he was in town yesterday for a medical. There's a lot of talk that deal will be announced today. So hopefully if you're watching this video later on, that's already been announced and that Gabriel is an Arsenal player. the fascinating thing about this is that even when he signs for Arsenal, he's going to have to quarantine. Remember, should I say the government at the moment have got this ruling that they brought in the other day for anybody coming in from France has to self-quarantine for 14 days. So I'm sure Arsenal want to get that done as quickly as possible, get him quarantined so that he can be ready for the start of the season. And that goes for anybody coming in from any of those countries that are on that list by the government. They are going to have to quarantine. So that kind of, makes it that if clubs want to get, players in for the start of the season and have them ready for the start of the season, they've got to start making their moves early, because this quarantine thing, there's no exceptions on this. It doesn't matter that you're a footballer, you still got to quarantine for those 14 days. So let's hope the Gabriel deal is announced today. And I'm hearing a rumor that we could hear about the Aubameyang thing Thursday or Friday as well. So positive news. Thanks for watching the show today. We will be back tomorrow. Also, don't forget to check out all of our great content we're going to be doing around the Community Shield. We're going to be doing a watch along at the Wembley Box Park. So make sure you check that out. We've got the Supervan debate coming up where we're going to be going head to head with a load of Liverpool fans. We've got lots of stuff that we're doing with Liverpool fans building up to the game, all starting from today. So look out for all that content. But thanks for watching the show, and we'll be back tomorrow. Robbie here from AFTV. We just got to say a big thank you to everybody who follows us across our various channels. Over 1 million followers on YouTube. Don't forget, you can now also catch us on Reddit. We're on Reddit, so get involved with us on Reddit and also on TikTok. Keep it AFTV, baby, right here.